now, anything else? Parker Mike is still playing against Eggs, is still drinking it out. Eric is still playing against Shakti. The Zerg Lord knocked out Shelby. Feels bad, man. But the Zerg Lord is favored in that series, so makes sense. Makes sense for the Zerg Lord to advance. Was hoping maybe for a Shelby upset. But here we go into our third series of the day. We have, spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of 2000 Atmospheres LE, we have the Red Zerg. Representing the CranKy Ducklings and hailing from the land of Peru, we have Ryu. And now, we have his new opponent. We have the other Peruvian player. He is also Terran. He is not Chaos Fate. He is representing Psystorm Gaming. It is Tavo. On his brand new team. Shout out to Psystorm Gaming, by the way. It's really cool. I don't think... Oh no! No! Please! Oh god. You're not in Peru anymore. What's happening with the internet? Okay, oh, we're back. Hopefully everything's okay. Oh god. All right, what I was going to say was that for those wondering, Psystorm Gaming is run by a guy called KJ Freedom, and he is a very passionate StarCraft fan. He loves StarCraft, and Psystorm Gaming has been around for a very long time. Unfortunately, Psystorm Gaming over time have stepped away from StarCraft a little bit. They used to run their own events, they used to have a very big roster, and that has slowly whittled down over time. But this year, KJ, he's diving back in. He's decided to reinvigorate his esports team, and to do that, he brought out Exxon. Very, very bold move, very impressive move, I should say, as a fellow team owner. Instead of trying to find like some free agents or try and like, I don't know, find some people to recruit onto Psystorm, he's like, you know what? Let's just buy a team. So he just absorbed whatever there was of Exxon. That means Cham, Nina, Tavo, Ryan, all of the Exxon players. They are all now Psystorm players. I'm not too sure what will happen with Exxon Cup. I imagine it will probably be rebranded into Psystorm Cup. That would make the most sense. And yeah, it's really cool to see KJ. He loves StarCraft and he wants to do something for it, and he wants to, you know, be more involved. And I do think that it's nothing but a good thing, right? Yeah. I don't think there are any negatives to him getting Exxon. So yeah, it's pretty cool. And of course, Tavo now on a new team. And we'll see what he does with this. Tavo, he is the kind of player, he can go mech. I've seen him go mech in the past. Very Neo-esque. But he can also whip out bio. Recently, he's also been playing around with Banshee Thor in TvZ. I don't know if that's still something he goes for. It can do very well against Roach Ravager heavy compositions. But against Ling Bane, not so much. Meanwhile, something that we have to appreciate is that there is no Roach Warren here for Ryu. I do think, I 100% believe that Roach Warren play that we saw from Ryu in the last series was specifically against Chaos Fate. I do believe that it, like, going for that style, that hyper-aggressive style, was because of his opponent. I do think that we're going to see a lot more standard macro play here against Tavo, just because, again, like, it may not necessarily work as well against him. Which is why we don't see a Roach Warren. Pretty cool. We still, oh, never mind, I spoke too soon. But it isn't an early Roach Warren, I should say. Like, you know, we already had droning up, we already have a third base, we're 4 minutes in. Ling's speed is done, Numazai's carapace is done. Roach Warren is thrown down, but we aren't going to see that hyper aggression or that early push that we saw last time. As the Overlord goes in and he sees everything. Ryu does see everything in the main base, sees the production, knows it's a 1-1-1 opening, sees the timing on the stim. And he should have plenty to defend for now at least. Ooh, interesting. So Ryu didn't see this. Armory gets thrown down. So Tavo, with the amount of Hellions he has, wants to push out and hit a stim timing with Hellbats. Now this can deal a lot of damage. The problem is, the counter to Hellbats are Roaches. And Roaches are on the way. I love the decision to throw down a Roach Form, by the way, just because, again, you can get safety Roaches to defend against stuff like this. This is scary. So here come the Hellions. Stim is still a ways away. Armory just finished. We should see, yep, there we go. The transform into those Hellbats. A bit of an anti-timing though, because again, we still need a little bit for Stim to finish up. We'll see how much damage Tavo can get done. Because now we have Roaches. There aren't too many though, so because of that, he ignores the Roaches and goes straight for the mineral line. The boys are pulled though, pulled to safety, and now the Roach Queen can push away the Hellbats. Huh. Huh. Oh boy. Against any other Zerg player, I'm sure that would have done damage. I'm sure against the Zerg Lord, Tavo would have dealt damage with this. But because there were Roaches, Ryu was perfectly fine. At the same time, we had a Liberator come in. The Queens were already in position. There was already a Spore as well for said Lib. The Lib does nothing in the main. And now Ryu, he's free to expand. He's free to take a fourth, not just a fourth, but also double Evo chambers. Now, what's interesting about Ryu's opening here is that this is very Eric-esque. For those who don't know, Eric is one of the best Zerg players in the region. He's the best Zerg player in Brazil, and very often he goes Roach Ravager into Lurkers. He skips the Ling Bane phase, and that's kind of what we're seeing here from Tavo. From Ryu. Eric would focus on +1 range attack. We do still see Roach speed on the way, so Ryu will still have Roaches to support his army, but he is still going for Ling Bane. And I respect that. Banelings are pretty good. Banelings are pretty good. After our talk on the Discord, I looked up the Exxon team. I forgot they have so many heavy hitters. They do. Yo, Exxon is a pretty big team. Special, Cham, and Nina. Like, mates. Very impressive. Very impressive. The Peruvians just brawling in this part of the bracket, right? Oh, God. But here we go. Now, Ryu even expanding further. I'm a little bit worried about this. Tavo has kind of been chilling at home for a while now after his initial push, and he is allowing Ryu to do this, to expand, to drone up. Like, we need to be a little bit more active here. And there we go. Tavo is going on towards the north side of the map. He has not seen the fourth base. He will soon. Cleans up the Lings and might be able to force a cancel. But because the Lings did see them, Ryu is looking to help respond, or to attempt to respond here. Tavo going for a bit of a double drop. I love this. I love this. Finally, some multi-pronged attacks coming out from Tavo. Is it going to be enough? We'll see. Hellions come in. He confirms the fourth base. Lings attempt to surround. Ooh, and they get us around on 2 of the Hellions. At the same time, we do have the double drop coming in towards the south, but the Ling Bane is ready and waiting. Oh my God, Tavo, please, no! Oh, he picks up. He's safe. Just barely he's able to pick up in time. At the same time, ooh, the Hellions, they commit. They try and dive into a mineral line, but they get met by Ling Bane. They all get cleaned up. Another drop head towards the north. Never mind. It looks like Tavo's like, all right, let's drop. No, never mind. Let's push instead. So instead, he's going to reconvene with his drop, bolster his army, and push together. Is it going to be enough though? Ryu, he's got a lot of Ling Bane. He's got Ravagers as well. I like how the Lings ignored the Viking. They just go across the map. Oh, there's nothing here to defend, so the Lings will find some damage. At the same time, the main pushing deep into creep. I don't know about this one, mate. We got plenty of Ling Bane. We have Hydras. We have Ravagers. And here we go. Ryu is pushing in. The Biles are connecting. The first tank goes down. Ooh, nice splits. Every single Baneling does get picked off. Yo, Tavo trading very well here. Even gonna be able to clean up all of these Lings. Oh, the tanks will fall though. But the Marines are standing strong. And the Marines, they take out the majority of the Hydras, but it looks like, there just barely isn't enough. Honestly, that was a very good trade. What, 8 Hydras went down there, 3 Ravagers, a bunch of Lings, a bunch of Banelings. The problem was that as that was happening, you know, there was a bit of a counterattack, a couple of SCVs went down. And Ryu's economy was left completely unchecked. Like, it wasn't affected by this at all. He has 84 workers. He is done droning up. And now, here we go. Lurker Den is on the way. We're going to see Hydra, Lurker, Viper with Ling Bane to support. And that's a terrifying Zerg. That's something that has to be stopped. And so far, Tavo's been having a hard time doing that. What I worry about is that he needs to see what's happening. Like, he needs to realize, hey, because there are Vipers on the way and Lurkers, we need a switch into Ghosts. We need a Ghost Academy. We need Liberators. We need to acknowledge the army composition that's coming and respond to it. At the moment, he's still stuck on Biotank, which is okay, but eventually, like, it does kind of get outscaled. You want to transition out of this at some point. The problem is that he doesn't know he needs to transition. he scans, but he misses the Lurkers. He still doesn't know. Oh, God. And knowing is half the battle. All right, he drops into the main. There is Ling Bane here to meet him, though. Ooh. So one of the Banelings do connect. The rest will connect as well. Forces the lift off. At the same time, we have a bit of a Ling run by. Oh, but there is a full wall, and the main army is pushing in. Lurkers are here. Vipers are here. Beautiful blinding cloud. 2 tanks immediately fall. But there weren't enough Banelings. Never mind. The rest of the Banelings come in. And even though Tavo may take the space, I'm worried about the army. Oh, God, as the Banelings find beautiful connections, every single tank gets biled down. And Ryu is able to clean this up. Not just clean this up, but those Lings earlier, they actually are forcing their way through. And oh my God, they're going to be able to get on top of the tank. No, Tavo, please. The tank goes down. Oh, God. And these Lings are trading so well against the bio. 16 SCVs fell. Oh, God. And now here come the Lurkers. And the problem is that after Tavo lost his main army, he just doesn't have any more momentum going his way. Because he lost the tank, he doesn't have any more tanks to defend. It's just Marines and Marauders. That's all he has. And here we go. Ryu is pushing up the ramp. Viper goes down. A bit of sloppy micro there by Ryu, but losing a Viper, mate, it's fine. It's perfectly fine. The Lurkers, they burrow in the natural. So we're gonna see a yoink. Yep, yoinks the tank. Tank goes down. And Tavo's been broken. He does have a drop here in the middle of the map, and he's trying to do whatever he can. He can trade fairly well with it, but eventually it'll be dealt with. Like, there's just not enough here. Forced to be lifted up. Natural. It's non-existent, mate. We have a Lurker at the 4th. The drop decides to come back home. And even if it does come back home, I mean, I guess he'll be able to clean this up. But what about the rest of the army? Again, Ryu isn't trading very well here. Ryu is starting to trickle out. Oh my God. The Viper. Oh, the Viper gets picked off. Like this drop is doing very well. It's just, you know, you need more than that. Boy, as again, like Ryu, he's still on 73 workers. You got Lings on the way, Lurkers are being morphed in, Vipers are out, Hydras are out. If you look at the upgrades, I will say that Ryu is lacking in the upgrades. This is another thing that he suffers from, is that, you know, where's 3-3? He's still stuck on 2-2 and +1 ranged, so because of that, his army isn't trading as well as it could, but just the sheer numbers is going to be enough here for Ryu. As the Hydra Ling Lurker come in. No Banelings, unfortunately. Banelings would be great. But does he need it? It's the question. I also just realized that Tavo is still supply blocked. Oh boy, there we go. We have a couple of deepers on the way, but the tanks get yoinked. The tanks go down. And this is the middle of the end here for Tavo. Maybe the end of the end. As the fourth goes down. We do have a small force headed towards the bottom right hand side of the map, but GG gets called and Ryu takes game 1. Also, exclamation mark Funada for sure is in the chat. We're not cooking ducks. Boy. But yeah, GG, well played Ryu. I will say that Tavo, he was trading fairly well, especially towards the end. But yeah, some of those pushes, you got to realize when to pull back, you know. Committing to a push like that and exposing all your tanks, and again, as soon as that fight happened at the third base of Ryu, where Tavo lost what, 4 or 5 tanks, like that was far too much damage. On top of that, he didn't realize that the Lurkers were coming until far too late, so he couldn't transition and adapt with his army in time. Oh. GG. And now we are going to be diving into game number 2. Oh. God, can I set him? Can I set him? Ooh. That was quick. But we are diving into game number 2 of this series. Ooh, going to be on Lightshade. Interesting. Very short map. Oh my, and we have a couple of updates. Oh my god. We have a lot of updates here. Mate, this changes everything. A lot has happened. 1, Jim Rising made it through Eric. Just barely. Sorry, Eric? Egg. As Egg did force it to go to the ace match, so congratulations, Jim. Did make it through, is now facing the Zerg Lord. Meanwhile, Eggs caused the upset, and Eggs took down Paco Mike. Wow, I was not expecting that. I'm sure Paco Mike wasn't expecting it either. Eggs can be a very aggressive player, and I'm sure that's probably what we saw. I would be surprised if that was a macro game. So yeah, Eggs knocked out one of the favorites. Very impressive. Likewise, Shakti also knocked out one of the other favorites in Eric. Oh god, I feel bad because I didn't get to cast my boy Eric today, and I won't be able to. Congratulations, Shakti. Like, I have to commend him. Like, it was very well done that he was able to pull that off. But here we are. Here we are in game number 2 of our best of 3 series, and spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Lightshade ALE, we have the Peruvian Zerg player. He's red, representing the CranKy Ducklings. It is Ryu. And spawning in the top left-hand corner of Lightshade ALE, we have the Peruvian Terran. He's purple, representing his new team, Storm Gaming. It is Tavo. I'm still processing what just happened. Shakti beating Eric is insane. It's happened before, to be fair. And Shakti is a very strong player, but wow. For one Protoss to rise, another falls, I guess. With Shakti taking down Eric and Eggs taking down Paco Mike. To be fair, I do know that Pocket Mike was tired. He was in the chat earlier. He was even messaging me himself saying like, oh, he's not feeling too hot today, so he doesn't know how well he'll do. And we see he did fall to Eggs. Eggs has been practicing a lot more recently though. Like I have to give him that. Like he has been laddering a lot more seriously. Is this the return of Eggs? We'll see. Eggs should make it all the way to the semifinals. What is this train doing? That's what I want to know. All right. He's avoiding the Reaper. He's avoiding the Reaper. It's just he went pretty far. That's what was odd to me. But there we go. Third base does get taken. It was just hiding from said Reaper, making sure he got his third up. Not gonna lie, because of how far south he went, I was hoping that he would take this base here. I was like, do it, Ryu, do it. Why not? And because we're on Lightshade, this does make a lot of sense. We have that early Roach Warren. And Tavo needs to scout this. Oh, Tavo's going for a faster TC. This is so risky to do on Lightshade. Lightshade has one of the shortest rush distances in the map pool. I believe it's shorter than Blackburn. I could be wrong. I know it isn't shorter than Beckett, obviously, but it's pretty short. And roaches are coming out. For Tavo to go for a faster TC like this, he's going to be punished. Oh boy. Here we go. 8 roaches. 9 roaches are going to be coming out here from Ryu. Tavo, will he be able to spot this in time? He does have Hellions that are active here out on the map. So far, he has been pushed away by the Queens, but he should be able to spot the roaches now. He sees. He knows. What's the plan? What do we do? Oh god, beautiful. This is something that Chaos Fate never did. Banshees. And we have bunkers as well. Look at that. Tavo taking this very seriously, immediately evacuating his natural base so he won't lose any SCVs. He should be lifting up the wall as well, again, to avoid SCV damage. Now, we'll see what Ryu is able to accomplish here. He will be able to dial down at least one of these bunkers. Ooh, killed, not a cancel. Another Deeper is going to fall as well. Ooh, and even another. Where's the repairs? Tavo, you got to repair the Deeper. Or the reactor or anything really. The Banshee does come out though, and the Banshee will be able to push all of this away. And that is the power of a Banshee opener. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter at all that Tavo went for a faster CC. The Banshee came out just in time, and with this, Tavo defends beautifully. Chaos Fate needs to watch the VOD. Chaos Fate needs to watch this match, because, mate, that's all you gotta do. Meanwhile, Hellions try to dip in. Don't get much damage. Meanwhile, oh! Bow does miss. Ooh. And for the first time today, Ryu doesn't get a lot of economic damage with his roaches. So honestly, Tavo's in a pretty good place. Because he has his natural, he didn't lose any SCVs, and he has his third CC, which he's immediately landing. I'm honestly a little bit shocked about that part. I thought he was just going to focus on worker production. But he does go for that third. And with all these Hellions, Tavo has map control. Not just map control, he can also just chip away and slow down the creep spread. Like honestly, this is a very good start for Tavo. Meanwhile, even though he has map control, which means he's safe to expand and make workers, he hasn't been able to do much economic damage to Ryu. He hasn't been able to slow him down, unfortunately. To be fair, Ryu hasn't gotten out of control yet, and that is due to his investment into those roaches early on. And yo, the Banshees come in, pick off a couple of workers. Oh god, just barely manages to escape. Be careful, gotta be careful, buddy. Oh boy. Oh my god, is he gonna get the queen? The queen? Oh! He does get the queen! And he escapes as well! 2 HP! At the same time, the rest of the queens, they were busy. Same with the roaches, because these Hellions were trying to poke into the natural, but they were forced away. But again, very nicely done here by Tavo. Behind this, he's been able to drone up, he's been able to get his SCVs out, he's working on 1-1. His stem upgrades as well. Sure, it's going to take a while for all these upgrades to kick in, and he doesn't really have any Widow Mines or tanks yet. He's now working on his first one. Again, they were delayed because of the Banshee production, but once they do come out, like, he can push out pretty well here. And yeah, things are looking pretty even so far. This is the most even Ryu has been in the TvZ today. Meanwhile, Ryu, yo, he's taking up quick. Infestation pit being thrown down for a fast hive. I love this. We have Burrow being researched for borrowed mines. Borrowed banelings, I should say. It's always great when Ryu goes for this. So yeah, we're going to be getting into a pretty long game. And things are pretty even. The army is spotted by this changeling. Unfortunately, that changeling has been around for a while now, so Ryu has all the information. The army moves out. Ryu is aware. He needs banelings though. Baneling's speed is still not done, which is kind of scary. He needs to try and slow this down. He has a decent army. He's going for a Ling run by, which is a little bit risky. Oh, the wall's not a wall. He gets in. Oh god, he gets us around on these things. Meanwhile, at the same time, the main army is pushing on forward, trying to get a cancel on some of these banelings, and he does get some of them. Oh, but the others will finish. Oh, baneling speed finishing up just in time. Oh my god, everything connects. And at the same time, the Lings are wreaking havoc across the map, in the third base, in the natural base. The tank even got biled down. And in the blink of an eye, things were looking so even. But due to not just this thing run by, but also that beautiful engagement, Ryu just takes everything. Oh my god. Things were looking so even. And just like that, in the blink of an eye, Ryu, he just takes it. He just immediately goes for the counterattack. He wants to go for the throat. Bailey's come in. The splits are good enough. Oh my god, but there's just so much Zerg. And even forcing a denial on these upgrades would be massive. We do see forces the SCVs off the line, forces them to be repaired. And Tavo survives for now. For now, I should say. I mean, 2-2's on the way. He does have a tank, but Ryu, he's getting ready to bust through. He's getting ready to bust down that wall. Yo, Ryu wants to bait him. We'll see how he does. Biles do connect. CC is burning. Oh, Ryu doesn't quite commit to this yet. Oh god, he borrowed 2 banelings in the face of Tavo. Oh my god! Oh! GG! Oh, Ryu styling on Tavo towards the end there. It happened so quickly. I missed it when he did it. It happened so fast when he like pushed forward, engaged, and then borrowed 2 of his banelings. Oh my god, that was beautiful. Wow. GG, well played. Ryu, he advances on to the semifinals.